Hello everyone, it's Voyager from Ross Virtual Solutions, and today we're gonna have a look on the material transitions, or actually how can we get a 3D text dissolved using a material. So for the, let's say, basic fade in, we can actually use just the opacity scalar value and just animate from 0 to 1, as I can do here with my material instance. The simplest way, and if you're gonna have a look on the master material of that, it's very easy. I just only set up my node for translucent and set the color, and then just plug the this color value, my parameter, to opacity, and then I want to animate just this value in order to get a fade in, fade out, or whatever is needed. Well, how do I do that with my 3D text? It's a little bit more complicated, but we can actually find a way how to make it way easier. So first of all, we're going to create a sequence, level sequence, where we're going to have our fade in. And normally how would we work is with the regular mesh, not the 3D text, is just drag and drop the mesh and set up our material parameter and animate using the keyframes. When I do that with our 3D text, I can add my static mesh component. I'm not able to change the material here. I need to change the material on every single letter one by one, which is quite complex because I don't even know how long the word is gonna be, because we're gonna use dynamic text, right? So I would need to go one by one, click one letter, sorry, and then just change the material, like front material, and like on that front material, I would need to change my opacity, and then you can see I'm changing it only on the front, only on the one letter. It's impossible to work like that. So we can use something, we call it material parameter collection. It's actually a built-in function within Voyager or Unreal if you want. As we know, we have like one material set up for our text, which is like under here, and this is our material. So this is our fade in material instance, and we want to animate this, but we don't want to do that one by one for each letter. So we're gonna create material parameter, so we type it here, material parameter collection, and we call it MPC underscore, let's say, fade in. And within this blueprint, I would say, you can add like any scalar or any vector parameter. We want to just animate one parameter, which is our translucency or opacity. So I'm just going to add my new scalar value, and I'm going to call it fade in opacity, for instance. And by default, it's going to be, let's say, 0, because I want to fade in. So I want to animate from 0 to 1. And if I save this material parameter collection, I can use it within my any material applied on any mesh. So I can even animate multiple meshes using this one parameter collection. So for now, I'm gonna open my master material, and instead of using this parameter, what I use and what I want to animate, I actually gonna delete it, and I'm gonna drag and drop my MPC fade in, and I'm gonna select my parameter. You can have a multiple of them within this one MPC node, but I have only the opacity, and I'm gonna plug it in to my opacity. We set up 0 as a default value, which is fine. So now if I'm gonna apply this material to my text, you see it's transparent because it's faded out to 0. The opacity is set to 0. But now if I'm going to set up my animation, I'm just going to add just this material parameter collection, and I'm going to use my fade in. Within the fade in, I know there is a fade in opacity scalar value which I want to animate. And under that, I can just set a keyframe, and let's say in half a second I want to have it 1. So now it's animated whole text. I can set up the duration, and now I can, when I in Lucid, when I play the animation play and reverse, I can fade in and fade out easily. So this is how we use material parameter collection. It's very useful even when you want to have anything other than text. It can be like multiple meshes around your scene, and you want to apply, let's say, emissive or on all of them to highlight those meshes. So you can use just material parameter collection and just add it to the sequencer, and you only use and animate this one parameter attached to the other meshes. So for instance, I have another ones here. So you can play around with the dissolves and with the material parameters. So for instance, I have this burn dissolve stuff. So if I add this material there, and I'm gonna animate the burn dissolve sequence, you can actually have this effect. And again, I'm just using this one parameter instance which controls my material. So this is the way how to control, how to do our simple dissolves or transitions. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.